The Media Project. Rate us on iTunes and Stitcher, like us on Facebook and Instagram, and find us on Patreon and subscribe to The Media Project, the literal version.
Mother with headlights.
Announcing the most important event to happen in 2022, if not in all of human history!
Wrong.
Okay, maybe not that important, but important for the Mental Suppository podcast.
I don't know the answer to that, but maybe you can answer this. Knock, knock. Who's there?
Available New Year's Day. And now a word from our sponsor.
Whatever, I'm out of here.
A collection of all the commercials featured on the Mental Suppository podcast.
I hope you don't mind, but Philly, Kelly, Oin, Groin, Groin, Barn, Biffer, Boffer, Bomber, Dory, Nori, Ori, all stopped by for a visit.
And I suppose you expect me to cook for you.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll question why you're alive at all, but you will enjoy the album.
Oh, I thought you were cool, man.
Dude, I'm a dog food eating hippie who hangs out with a talking Great Dane.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Pick it up today. Buy it for a friend, an enemy, a friend of a friend, or somebody you just don't really know very well, but think it's a very good idea just because you want to do something nice.
Instead, I gave my phone a virus, and that downloaded really loud porn. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it.
And now a word from our sponsor. Available on Bandcamp.
Well, blow me down.
Excuse me, do you mind if I join you? Are you sure you don't mind? You're absolutely sure I'm disturbing you?
And this is my time and space machine, TARDIS. It is capable of taking us to any age, on any planet, in any universe.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Suppository. I'm Brett Herholz. The Mental Suppository will return with new episodes on February 4th. Until then, we present a few favorite leftovers from Season 1. One of the things I wanted to include right from the beginning was a live table read with my co-hosts and guests of the Mental Suppository, both as part of the regular podcast as well as live event. We were fortunate enough to host 3 live events over the course of 2021, 2 over Zoom and 1 live at Northeast Comic Con. The first of these was Doctor Who, A Journey into Time, first presented May 2nd, 2021. We present this production for the first time with added sound effects and incidental music for your listening pleasure. And now we present the adventures of
Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
Susan! Susan!
Yes, Grandfather?
Come over here to the control panel. I think we're landing.
Back in our own time?
If the telechronometer is working, we should be home. Turn on the external television scanner so we can see where we are.
Yes, Grandfather. Oh, look, a green field and trees.
Yes, it certainly looks like the planet Earth. What's the external temperature and the air content reading?
Normal.
Then let's open the doors.
Oh, I hope it's Earth.
The air smells good. Look, that newspaper blowing away, Susan. It might carry the date. See if you can catch it.
Got it. Here it is.
Now, let's see here.
The date's on the front page, Grandfather. We're in 1967!
That's impossible!
We're off course again. 3,000 years off course.
3,000 years off course. I'm sure I have the telechronometer working correctly this time.
We'll have to try again, that's all. Look, our spaceship's changing.
So it is.
What's it turning into?
Oh, something that people of this time will find acceptable and won't get too curious about. What's the words forming at the top?
It says police.
Yes, you see, it's turning into a London police phone box. I've seen photographs of them somewhere, in one of our museums.
Grandfather, how long do you think it'll take to make the telechronometer work properly?
Well, it depends on how quickly I can lay my hands on some mercury. Why do you ask?
I thought I might go to school here.
I suppose that's natural enough. But promise me something, Susan. Don't tell them where you come from. Your classmates would never believe you come from another time.
Morning, children. This morning we're going to deal with the binary system. Who knows what that means? George, would you like to tell us about the binary system?
Well, it only uses 2 digits, 1 and 0.
Why is that?
Well, that's how it works.
Miss Jennings?
Yes, that's Susan, isn't it? Do you know anything about the binary system?
Well, rapid mathematical calculations can only be done electronically, that is to say, by computer, in which each transistor has only 2 possibilities, to be on or off. If one transistor is off, it represents digit 0. If it is on, that means digit 1. To represent 2 is another transistor that is required. Shall I go on?
Hey, you! Come over here.
Yes, what is it?
What's the idea with all the smart stuff in class this morning? The teacher asked me, not you.
Shouldn't I have spoken up?
Shouldn't you have spoken up? Listen, when I'm speaking in class, no one else speaks. Understand?
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, I've got to get a book from the school library, so if you'll excuse me.
And what? I won't. Now come here.
You're hurting my wrist.
George, what do you think you're doing? If it isn't Mike Logan.
Did he hurt you, Susan?
No, it's all right.
Proper little policeman, aren't you, Daddy's boy?
Beat it, and that's an order.
Oh, right. It's getting smelly round this corner of the yard.
What was all that about then, Susan?
I answered a question in class and made George look stupid.
That doesn't take much. This is a tough school. It's dangerous to be too clever here. The other kids don't go for it.
I thought schools were to be clever in.
They are, but not all kids see it that way. They're here because they have to be. That's the law.
Well, that's crazy. Maybe that's why some of them are so stupid. And the teachers, too. In geography class yesterday, I was asked which major cities in the world had subway trains.
That's easy. London, New York, Paris, Hamburg, Athens.
But I said Xenophon, too. As well.
Xenophon? What's that?
Victoria Land.
In Australia?
No, Antarctica, the South Pole.
Susan, there aren't any cities on the South Pole. No one can live there.
Oh, of course, I forgot. They haven't built it yet, have they?
A city on the South Pole?
Mike, excuse me. I've got to go to the library.
Xenophon, you must be nuts.
Mr. Logan, it was very kind of you for showing me your greenhouse. You have such a lot of flowers.
Ever since Mike's mother died, it's been soothing to give me an interest.
I didn't realize many varieties of cherries still existed.
There's always been wallflowers.
Yes, there are now, of course.
You know, Mike, you've brought home a real genius here. There's not a plant I've got here that Susan can't name.
Where'd you learn so much, Susan?
My grandfather and I were at a place once that was covered in plants. They were all much bigger than your Ethiopica and Adiantum Capulus venereus. I mean, they become big. Yeah.
Where was that? Abroad somewhere?
It was after an atomic bomb explosion. They mutated. They were rather dangerous.
Dangerous?
I mean, to get too close to that, they'd become active. Look, Mr. Logan, I must go home now. It's been very nice of you inviting me home for Sunday dinner.
That's all right, Susan. Anytime.
I'll go get my coat.
I'll walk you home.
Mike, what do you think she meant? Flowers becoming active?
I don't know, Dodd. But some of the things she says, it's like she came from another world. Somewhere we know nothing about. You're lucky you live near the park, Susan. I wish we did.
I'm nearly home now, Mike. I'll be all right from here.
No, I said I'd walk you all the way.
You don't have to, really.
Where is it you live, exactly?
Over there.
There ain't no houses over that way. Not for a Mike. There's nothing. Except that police box. Hey, since when did they have a police box in the middle of the park?
I've no idea. Mike, what's inside the police box normally?
There's a telephone, first aid equipment, things like that. There's not much room, just enough for two people to stand in.
What's that bit sticking up on the top?
That's a light. If it flashes, the police station calls through, then any policeman who sees it, goes and answers the telephone.
Can anyone open the door?
Only the police. They have all the keys like Dad has.
I see. Well, Mike, I really must be going now.
But I said I'd walk you all the way.
Oh, there's my grandfather. It's all right. He'll walk me the rest of the way.
Where is he?
Over there, crossing the grass. Look, he's waving. He's seen me. Grandfather!
What is that he's wearing? A cloak?
He's, a bit old-fashioned.
Hello, Susan!
I think you'd better go now.
Can't I meet him?
He doesn't like mixing with people very much.
Well, it's too late now.
Hello there, Susan. Oh, who's this?
This is Mike Logan, Grandfather. He's at my school.
Ah, yes, that silly school. What do you want, boy?
I was just taking Susan's home, sir.
Then you've accomplished your task. Goodbye.
I'll see you tomorrow then, Susan. At school.
Don't be too sure of that. We may not be here. Well, off with you. Don't stand and stare.
I'm sorry, sir.
In fact, what are you staring at? Is there something wrong with me?
Your clothes, sir.
What's wrong with them?
I haven't seen anyone dressed like that before.
Maybe they are a bit out of date by your standards. I picked them up in New York. About 1910, I think it was.
They look new, sir.
They are new. Now come along, Susan.
Goodbye, Susan.
Goodbye, Mike.
Susan?
Oh, good morning, Mike. We're going to be late for class.
We've got a minute to spare. Dad says, would you like to have supper with us tonight?
Yes, if that's all right.
He'd like to see you. I'll meet you after school, okay?
Yes, fine. Bye.
Morning, Susan.
Hello, George.
I wanted to tell you I'm terribly sorry about yesterday.
Oh, that's all right.
Listen. Teacher's just been in. She'll be coming back soon to start class. She wants one of us to draw a Neanderthal man on the blackboard.
What for?
It's the first session this morning, the dawn of mankind.
Neanderthal men weren't real men, not Homo sapiens.
Weren't they? Anyway, the teacher wants a drawing of one. I thought you could do it. You're good at drawing.
All right. Where's the chalk?
Here, I've got some.
Thanks. How big should it be?
She says to leave enough room to write underneath.
All right. How does this look? That gets the low forehead and the snub nose.
Don't forget the teeth sticking out.
No, I've got those. And now for the neck, shorten into the body like this. How's that?
Looks fine. Can I have the chalk back?
Yes, here.
Thanks. Now, all I've got to do is write Miss Jennings' name under. Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing that for?
Here's the chalk back.
But I don't want it.
Oh, yes, you do.
Good morning, Susan. Why aren't you at your desk?
I'm sorry, Miss Jennings.
Who drew this on the blackboard? Well, who did this? Susan! Why are you holding that piece of chalk? And put my name underneath it? Do you really think I look like that? Well?
Only a bit.
All right, Susan. I'll see you after school.
Michael, they plan now to turn in school.
It doesn't matter, Mr. Logan. Teacher only kept me an hour. You don't need to walk me all the way home. I can manage from here, alright?
That's all right. So I go this way to the police station. I'm on night duty tonight. Way, I wanted this police box mission.
I'm sure it didn't used to be that, Dad.
Oh, some particular jokers could have put it onto a truck and dumped it out here. Those boxes must weigh a ton.
Especially this one.
Sorry.
Oh, it's nothing, Mr. Logan.
Look, there it is.
Well, I'll be darned.
It's a very ordinary looking police box, isn't it, Mr. Logan?
Yes, but it's a very unordinary place. I'm going to take a closer look. It's a real police box, all right. Let's try my key in the lock. Hey, that's strange.
What is it, Dad?
My key doesn't fit. And when I touch the lock, it seems to be vibrating, like it's alive. Listen to that sound.
What do you think's inside?
I don't know. Well, Susan, thought I'd be able to show you the side of the police box. Seems we're out of luck.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Logan. I'll be going now. I go that way.
You pointed the other way before, Susan.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I must be going now. Thanks again for supper.
She seems to be in a hurry to get away.
I think it's her grandfather. He doesn't like her to be out too late.
Yeah. Well, Come on, I've got on duty.
Yes, sure.
Beats me how that thing got here.
It certainly wasn't here last week. We came up this way to play football. Hey, Dad, look back.
What is it?
The light on the top of the box flashed for a moment. The door opened, and I'm sure I saw Susan go inside.
Susan? Go inside? But it's locked. Even I couldn't open it.
I'm sure for a moment the door opened.
You're imagining, son. No, wait. It's closed now.
I tell you, Dad, it opened, and Susan went inside.
How long have you been working for the station, Mr. Logan?
You know, Inspector, 10 years.
Then you should know there aren't any of our boxes in the park.
But we've both seen it, sir. That's why I brought my son along, in case I thought I imagined it.
I know it wasn't there the previous Sunday when we played football, sir.
I see. Well, tomorrow morning I'll take a walk out myself.
You don't believe us, do you, Inspector?
I said I'll take a walk out there.
Neither of you believe I saw Susan in there, do you?
Well, that really is unbelievable. But I'll go there myself tomorrow. I don't suppose it'll fly away in the night?
I wonder.
What's that?
Nothing, sir, just an idea. I'm sure Susan went in there. I couldn't have imagined it.
And what do you think you're doing, boy?
Doctor Who?
I asked you a question.
I was looking at this police box. It seems so strange being here.
There are plenty of other police boxes in London for you to look at, boy. London is studded with police boxes. Now go away.
But sir, if you touch this box, it seems to be alive. And you can hear it vibrating. I was curious.
Then go be curious somewhere else.
Grandfather.
That's Susan.
Grandfather, the computer's just served up dinner. Mike, what are you doing here?
I came back because I felt sure I'd seen you go in there.
Now that you know where we live, why not run along and intrude into the privacy of someone else?
I don't understand. Two people can't live in a tiny police box. Let me see in there.
Keep away from that door, boy.
Mike, please don't come any further.
It's like a great electronic palace. It's so large, Susan. I can't believe it. How can it be so small outside and so big on the inside?
You people can only think of the limited dimensions you understand. Anything beyond your immediate knowledge, you automatically reject as impossible.
What is this place?
We call it TARDIS, Prime and Relative Dimensional Interplanetary Ship.
Interplanetary? Where do you come from?
We're from Earth, but 3,000 years hence, in your future.
And you can travel in this back to your own civilization?
That's the problem. I told my granddaughter I'd show her the pyramids being built, but something went wrong, and we found ourselves surrounded by dinosaurs. Since then, we've been to a lot of different places and different times.
You see, Mike, we can't get home. The telechronometer won't work.
Ah, but everything else does. Look at the way it's become a police box on the outside. You can't deny that's an achievement.
Doctor Who, why does it look like a police box?
That's the ECS, the Electronic Chameleon System. As soon as we arrive anywhere, long-range television lenses search the surrounding terrain for an object, a house, a ship, a hut. Then TARDIS automatically reassembles to look like that object.
Does everyone in the future have machines like this?
Gracious, no. I built it entirely myself. I built everything in here on my own. Now, look at this dinner computer. What do you fancy? Fried eggs and ham? Roast beef? Two veg?
Well, how about fish and chips?
Excellent. I press the lever for fish, or you go ahead. You press it.
Like this?
That's it. That's the one for fried fish. And now chips. Now turn that knob.
But it's only a pill.
I could say the same thing about you, young man. Chew it. See what it tastes like.
Tastes just like fish and chips.
And just as nutritious.
Where do you sleep? And wash?
Oh, there are showers behind that partition. For sleeping, we use travel couches. Press that button. You'll see.
4 couches coming out of the wall.
Along here, I have the main control panel. That's the scanner screen. Go on, turn it on.
That's the park. But how can I see it? It's dark outside.
Infrared penetration. Now, this is the control for the doors. Just the slightest flick of the finger. Go on.
What's this little one?
Ah, this little switch can project us through time and space to anywhere in the universe. You fool! I didn't say touch that one!
But what's happening?
Quickly, onto the couches. Fasten the safety belts.
The whole ship, it's moving!
Of course it's moving! You set TARDIS in motion! We're taking off! But I've no idea where we shall land!
We're stopping, Grandfather.
What do we do now?
Find out where we are, of course. And when. Susan, turn on the external scanner.
Yes, Grandfather.
There. Look in that television screen. That's where you brought us, boy. Some desolate place.
Outside temperature and air content normal, Grandfather. I think still on planet Earth.
All right. I'll open the door.
Can we go out?
We might as well. See what the environment you've plunged us into. Come on, Susan. Let's investigate.
Grandfather, look, soldiers.
They seem to be having a meeting. Let's listen.
All of you remember what they did at Boston? Well, I ask you, will you carry arms with me against toy soldiers of King George? Will you rid our country of tax gatherers and king's men?
That makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense.
I think we've arrived in the American Revolution. Quite fascinating.
But look, behind the ridge, a line of soldiers taking up position.
We'd better go back into TARDIS.
It's too late. We're surrounded.
They're going to shoot.
And we're right in the middle.
You have been listening to Doctor Who, A Journey into Time. It starred Devon Kurtz as Doctor Who, Lola Barbare as Susan, Ramona Puchalski-Piretti as Miss Jennings, Susan's teacher, and the hosts of the Mental Suppository podcast round out the rest of the cast. Script written by Malcolm Hulke, and it was produced by the Mental Suppository podcast.
My partner, Ethan DeSoto, and I believe that sharing more equity in our work and in our investments not only provides more opportunity to our neighbors, it's also what democracy is all about. I'm Scott M. Graves, and if you desire the opportunity to own real estate in a cooperative environment, one with experts who understand property and what it means to build wealth for all. Join us at smgravesassociates.com/epic to find out more about the Exponent Property Investment Cooperative, or EPIC LLC.